There's a silent message society keeps feeding men after 50, that their time is over, that the best part of life is already behind them, and you start noticing it in subtle ways. When younger co-workers no longer come to you for guidance, when conversations with doctors move away from growth and toward maintenance, when the attention you once received slowly disappears into silence. It doesn't happen overnight. It slowly settles in, and most men simply accept it. But here's the truth no one talks about. You're not done. You're only beginning in an entirely different way, because now, for the first time, you possess experience, awareness, emotional discipline, and perspective. You've made mistakes. You've been through hard hits. You've learned lessons most people never get the chance to understand. And more importantly, you no longer waste time on meaningless things. This isn't motivation. It's a transformation in identity. 1. The power of a calm presence. Young men spend their lives chasing everything: attention, approval, money, noise, pretending to be purpose. But as you age, something begins to shift. You start realizing that most of what people chase has no real value, and the things that truly matter can never be rushed or forced. That's when calmness turns into power. Stillness is not weakness. It's control. It's the ability to remain centered while everything around you falls into chaos. You stop reacting instantly. You begin observing. Think of an experienced warrior. He doesn't waste energy trying to prove himself. He waits. He watches. And when he moves with precision. That's what you become. You don't need to speak the loudest. You don't need attention. Your presence alone begins speaking for you, and people can feel it. 2. Embracing your masculinity without apology. At some stage, every man faces a decision. Either he softens himself to fit into a world obsessed with comfort, or he stands firm and becomes a man others naturally respect. You don't have to explain your masculinity. You don't need to weaken your strength just to make others comfortable. This world tries to turn older men into something silent, passive, invisible. But your strength, your discipline, your directness, that's exactly what has become rare today. And rare things carry value. You don't need to be aggressive. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Just stop making yourself smaller. Sit with purpose. Speak with intention. Hold eye contact. Stay grounded. You're not too much. You're simply no longer average. 3. Discipline becomes your greatest advantage. People claim a man's peak happens in his 30s. That's false. A man reaches his peak when he gains control over himself, and that can happen at any stage of life. Your later years can become your strongest era if you return to discipline. Discipline is not punishment. It's self-respect. It's waking up every day and choosing clarity over distraction. Train your body. Protect your health like it truly matters, because it does. Stop feeding your mind with noise, negativity, and empty stimulation. Instead, create routines that keep you grounded. Morning silence, reflection, movement, focus. At this point in life, your time is no longer unlimited. It's valuable. Every decision you make now carries weight. So build something meaningful, not only for today, but for whatever time remains. 4. Attraction changes after 50. At a certain point, chasing no longer feels appealing. You stop trying to impress people. You begin searching for something genuine. And here's the interesting thing. The moment you stop chasing is the same moment you begin attracting. Not everyone, but the right people. Women who are drawn to stability, authenticity, and presence. Not shallow attraction, but something much deeper. This only happens when you become whole within yourself. When you stop seeking validation, attention naturally follows you. Carry your experience with pride. Speak with confidence. Walk like you already understand your value, because you do. You're not being overlooked. You've simply become selective. 5. Creating a legacy that endures. This chapter of life isn't about slowing down. It's about impact. The way you speak, the way you lead others, the way you carry yourself, all of it becomes part of your legacy. Most men believe legacy is about money or status. But true legacy is influence. It's how people change because they knew you. It's the lessons you leave behind without even trying. So ask yourself, what kind of man are you becoming now? Who are you helping? What do you stand for? What will you no longer tolerate? Be the man others remember, not because of what he owned, but because of who he became. Be the example younger men admire. Be the name people mention when they say, "He showed me what it truly means to be a man." Final message. You are not beyond your prime. You're stepping into a different kind of strength, a strength that doesn't rely on noise, a strength built on control, clarity, and presence, where calmness speaks louder than chaos, and where your very existence itself becomes influence.